What's up guys, SAG here, and today I'm going to talk about Maulie Tankard. She's a legendary hero of Dwarf faction. She was available for fusion back in September-October of 2019 during Oktoberfest. First of all, I have to say that character model looks amazing. It is pretty detailed and has some nice features on it. For example, look at her weapon. It is a hammer shaped like a fork with a burning sausage on it. She has a beer mug on her belt, sausages in her backpack, and some kind of a dwarven brew boiling inside of her shield. I like visuals a lot. I have to admit that designers did their job really well. Let's look at her base stats now, but before we do that, I have to say that she is a defense-based character. It means that her attacks are based on defense. Her defense is her offense also, which makes her really good. It's a bit tricky because she is named a support character by game developers. I have to disagree with them because I like to think about her as a perfect tank. From my personal experience, defense characters are much more versatile in this game, so let's go back to her stats. She has a decent base health points, really high defense and speed. I'd say that they are true legendary level. Also, her resist is high, which is a feature of Dwarf's faction and helps a lot in arena. Combine it with a defense 3 mastery and great hull bonus, and you can achieve really high levels of resist with proper gear. It's time to look at her skills now. Her first skill is named Roast. It attacks one enemy and based on defense. Damage increased by 50% if the target is under a HP burn debuff. I will show you a bit later a nice synergy with a HP burn character. Her second skill places a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Has a 50% chance of placing provoke for 2 turns instead. Place a 30% reflect damage buff on this champion for 2 turns. I have to say that this skill makes Moly one of the best tanks in game. Just think about it. If you have high enough accuracy, around 200-220 for most in-game use cases, she will place a provoke for 1 or either 2 turns. For those turns, enemies will attack only her and will use only A1 attack. In many situations, it's a lifesaver. In dungeons, campaign, in arena. Reflect damage also helps, and it's a stronger 30% version of that buff. This skill has 4 turns cooldown and 3 if booked, which is really fast. Combined with her turn meter passive, it's even better. Her skill number 3 is called Cheers, good name for a dwarf skill. It revives ally with 50% HP and fills their turn meter by 50%. Places block damage buff on that ally for 1 turn. It is so good in so many situations. I have to say that it's better compared to resurrection skills of many other champions, because it also fills the turn meter and protects that ally from immediate death. It has a long cooldown of 6 turns, but if you book her, it will take only 4 turns, which is way faster. She also has a passive skill which fills turn meters of all allies by 15% when this champion is hit, and by 25% when is hit by a boss. Also a really good skill, even not booked, has a short 2-turn cooldown, and if you can book her, it becomes amazing. Imagine, she will boost turn meter every turn when she is hit, and her provoke will make sure that she is hit. Overall, I have to say that her kit is really good, and if you are able to fuse her or lucky enough to pull from a shard, then she will help you in many aspects of the game. Doesn't matter if you are a new player or endgame player. Now let's talk about mastery build for her. I am pretty sure that best combination of mastery trees is defense and support. My build is not by any means the best or the only possible. Below the video I will leave the links to my build and some other variations you might find interesting. I decided to use Unshakable in defense 3 because I want a bit more resistance, but considering my gear, Fearsome Presence, which gives additional 5% to freeze chance, also might be a good option. Besides that, the build is pretty standard. If you're interested, leave the comments below the video and I will make a guide about finding optimal build to your champion. Let me show you the gear I have on her. I am currently using her with speed and frost gear, because I use her mostly in arena. If you are a new player, running her in lifesteal gear might be a good idea, because she will be soaking hits for your team and need to get HP back somehow. Here are my total stats. As you can see, she has high accuracy, defense, and is relatively fast. I will want even more accuracy and way more resistance on her as soon as I decide to move to Platinum Arena. Now, when we learned her skills, let's think how we can use her. I have to say that I'm using her from the fusion and tried in many different roles. Based on that experience, I can say that she is best in dungeons and arena. Of course, if you are a new player, she will help you to beat campaign both brutal and nightmare. But she won't be good as a clan boss character, because he is immune to provoke and she has nothing in her kit to help your clan boss team. So I will show her in situations where she really shines. This is Dragon Lair level 20. I will not show you the whole run, but instead will show her helping with waves. Look at those amazing provokes. She also resurrected one of my champions, which is always helpful. It is much harder to beat waves here compared to Dragon itself, and I assure you, she is the champion you need to deal with most of the dungeons, not only this one. I am not even talking that she will easily tank and provoke for everything in much easier dungeons. For example, in Force Keep 15. My team is heavily overgeared for this dungeon, but if you struggle beating Affinity Keeps, she will work wonderful. She will do pretty much the same she did before, provoke enemies and save your squishy damage dealers from death. Let's see her in Arena. I will show you a mix of arena matches in Gold 4. I am farming great hull bonuses at the moment, so I am not aiming for Platinum tier arena. I am lucky enough to have some really decent champions in the same team with her, but she will work exactly the same in company of epic and even rare champions. She will provoke enemies, saving your champions, and preventing enemies from using their buffs or hard Yugen abilities. Her Resurrect is also a lifesaver in so many situations, but you have to understand, if you want her to be effective in arena, you need really high accuracy, resistance, and some decent speed. Her turn meter boosts also nice, but can play a bad joke with you if you fight against turn-based teams. If your resistance is low, most likely as soon as she boosts your turn meters, your team might get frozen. In conclusion, I should say that if you have her and have problems beating waves in dungeons and campaign, then level her, because she is the last piece of the puzzle you need. If you are an endgame player, then she will be useful in a high rank arena matches, but most likely you know that without me. Thank you for your time. If you liked the video, then subscribe to the channel and for notifications, and leave the comments below the video. Bye bye!